Hello, everybody, and welcome to Car Confections. Now, sitting behind us is the refreshed 2023 Nissan Versa, and this is one of the most affordable new cars money can buy with a starting price, yes, still starting at a little over $15,000. And yes, that's even in today's modern inflation and all that. So what we're going to be doing today is a first look at this refreshed model to see if this is the affordable new car for you to buy.
Let's get started here with the exterior design. Now, when you first walk up to this new Versa, you're not going to see a really cheap looking design. Nissan has really enhanced this for this refreshed model. I'm pretty impressed. It's got kind of a miniaturized Sentra and Altima kind of look to it, and some exclusive features. So I'm noticing, for one thing, look how big the grille is. Nissan's actually extended this out all the way underneath of these headlights with these extra pieces out here on the sides. This is a really quite sporty look here with the SR trim level. So this is going to be available in 3 trim levels: S, SV, and SR. This will be the top version, which still, frankly, is not a very expensive model. So you might be able to splurge for this sportier version. Let's talk about the headlights. These were also enhanced for the refresh. You're going to have LED headlights. These are the reflector design. This is an incandescent turn signal indicator, but we do have kind of the signature Nissan shape here for the LED daytime running lights. The wheels are pretty nice here as well. So Nissan has enhanced these with new designs this year. This is a 17-inch contrast alloy wheel. As you can see, mostly finished in gloss black. We do have these kind of silver spokes running through there that look pretty nice. And come on up here and let's take a look at our mirrors. They do have a gloss black finish here on the SR trim level. And of course, safety is important no matter how much money you spend. And it's nice to see blind spot monitoring built into the mirror.
And since Drew was talking about safety, I do want to mention one other thing. This Versa has class exclusive intelligent cruise control, which is certainly a premium feature you wouldn't expect to see on a vehicle like this. Now, as far as the rear design itself is concerned, it's a miniaturized version of their other Nissan sedans. And so we do have a spoiler up top for SR Duty, our new Nissan logo, SR branding. And then our taillights are going to be pretty much the same taillights that you would see on any other Nissan sedan. They're going to be fully incandescent, as you would expect out of something with this price point, but very nice looking taillight for this type of model. And then down here at the very lower area, you do have an aggressive diffuser for SR Duty. No exposed exhaust outlets, though.
For this price, not too bad. As far as the cabin is concerned, we spent a decent amount of time with the Nissan Kicks, and it certainly looks like it's taking a good amount of influence from that model. One thing I'm noticing as soon as I get inside, we do have an armrest. That's actually not a given in this class of vehicle. Sometimes it's just a big pit here, and you get in and you just kind of tumble over. Anyways, let's talk about the seats. So with the SR, we have a full cloth seat, but it is a really nice design. I like that we have kind of the orange contrast running through here, orange stitching, a nice stitching detail in the middle, and overall, yeah, it's actually pretty soft and comfortable. But I'll let Mason climb inside. We'll take a look at some of the details. Now, obviously, one of the least expensive vehicles in the entire United States of America is not going to have an S-Class interior, but let's take a look at the materials that you're going to get. Over here with your door trim, I am happy to see that the part where you rest your arm, this at least is going to be covered in a leather material with a stitching detail. Now, all the rest of it, though, is going to be hard touch. That's going to extend to the upper dash. All of this will, again, be hard touch. The center part here, though, has this leatherette patch with the stitching detail. This kind of helps class up the cabin pretty good. And down here in the lower area, obviously no leather padding down here, but I'm noticing that everything feels nice and solid. That's kind of what you want to see in a vehicle like this. You don't want any hollowness. Let's move on to the gauge cluster. This is pretty nice because we've got the half digital, half analog gauge arrangement. So that's a 7-inch display over there. Once again, pretty similar to what we've seen on the Kicks. And as we pull back to the steering wheel, this is a pretty nice steering wheel, guys. Flat bottom, nicely leather wrapped. It's in common with really a lot of the other Nissans in the lineup, even ones that cost quite a lot more than this does. Manual tilt and telescoping, by the way. And check out interior storage. It's a small vehicle. As you would expect, we do have a small console, but you could fit maybe a few individual coupons in there. We've got a USB Type-C port. And you'll actually find two more USBs, so that's pretty nice. We also have a 12-volt outlet and a wireless phone charging pad, which Nissan says is class exclusive, so no other rival has that. As far as your transmission, we do have the automatic option. This comes standard with a manual transmission. That's going to be the model that comes in at the lowest price point. Surprisingly, we have automatic climate control. This looks like a single zone automatic climate setup and two-stage heated seats. Above that, we've got a pretty nice display. So, this display is 8 inches on the SR trim level. 7 inches is going to be the standard screen size if you choose the other two. Nicely, though, you do have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay included. Rising on up, we do have a manual dimming mirror, of course. And then, obviously, you're not going to find a sunroof at this price point.
Now, in the back seat of the Versa, I'm honestly very impressed by the amount of space that you're going to have back here. I'm 5'9" for reference, and this seat is scooted all the way back, and I still have probably, I'd say, like an inch or two of space between my knees and the seat back. So if you're a moderately sized adult, you definitely will be able to fit in the back of the Versa, which is something that is definitely not a given in this segment. Now, as far as some of the features are concerned, of course, it's going to be pretty barren, but I'm happy to see one USB port. This is USB Type-C variety, so one person in the rear can keep their phone charged up, so that's nice. No central armrest, so do be aware of that. But overall, I'd say the rear is not as bad as you would maybe think. The seats are decently comfortable, but they're not as comfortable as now let's check out a very important feature about this Versa, and that's the cargo capacity. Now, when you buy a sedan like this, you want it to be usable, and you're going to have 15 cubic feet of cargo capacity in this Versa, which is a very good amount of space. That's actually surprisingly large. For instance, like a Toyota Camry in the current generation is about 15.4 cubic feet, so you're going to have pretty much mid-size sedan levels of cargo capacity in the Versa, so that's very, very nice. I also want to point out 60-40 split folding rear seats. Now get ready for the thrill of your life when you drive the Nissan Versa, according to Nissan at least. Okay, well, in all seriousness, you don't buy a vehicle like this for power, but let's go ahead and talk about what's under the hood, because you will have to drive Versa. It's going to be a 1.6 liter 4-cylinder under the hood. It's going to make 122 horsepower for this refreshed model, which is decent figures for the segment. The Mitsubishi Mirage is less than 100 horsepower, so that's certainly a big benefit over that. As far as the transmissions, we did kind of touch on this earlier. A 5-speed manual transmission is standard. You can also opt for a CVT if you prefer to just have it like that one. And as far as your fuel economy is concerned, Nissan rates us at up to 40 miles a gallon on the highway, which is very good fuel economy for a non-hybrid. But guys, that's going to wrap up our first look review of the refreshed 2023 Nissan Versa. Now, we will be doing a full review on this product probably pretty soon when we get one back home in Lexington, so stay tuned for that. But until then, please hit that subscribe button down below. It helps us get invited to programs like this where we can be at an auto show and so show you all some of the newest cars first. So please subscribe. Also follow us on TikTok and Instagram, and we'll catch you next time as we sample more of the latest automotive delicacies.